Hi guys, we're going to talk about the 2.1 task here real quick since I can't be there today with you. So the first part, it says to construct a table of values and graph for the following functions. To make it easier, we're going to make a table and we're going to think about its conversion to the exponential equation. So we're given y equals log base 2 of x, but if we convert that to exponential form, it's 2 to the y equals x. So I'm going to make the y values go from negative 2 to 4, and then we're going to think about it going backwards to get the x values, since the log is the inverse of the exponential. So if I take 2 to the negative 2, I should get 1 over 2 squared, which is 1/4. If I take 2 to the negative 1, I should get 1 over 2 to the positive 1, which is 1/2, and so on. So I keep plugging these values in, and as I get those values, I'm going to plot those points. You can kind of see that it is the inverse of 2 to the x if I plot these points in reverse. So for example, the point 0, 1 instead is right here. The point 1, 2 is right here. Okay? So 1a is done for you. Okay? And then B and C and D, I just put them all on this graph right here. So then you can kind of go through and do the same thing. So I want you to set up an equation, or sorry, a table for the equation log base 3 of x like we did with the first. Pick values from negative 2 to 2 is fine, or if you want to go up to 3. But think of log base 3 of x equals y as its exponential equivalent. 3 to the y equals x. Set up your y values. Get your x values by plugging them in, like 3 to the 0 should be 1. 3 to the 1 should be 3. There's a couple points that continue to show up that I'd like you to kind of notice a pattern on. We'll talk more about that when I'm back, hopefully tomorrow. Values that we used in the table, we picked the y values to generate the x values because we're smart, so that's why we did that. Notice some things, so I want you to answer 4 and 5, and then 6 says, what's the effect of changing the base of the log? So I'm going to make sure you answer that. Then you get to start looking at how these are graphed in the calculator. So remember, go to y equals, common log is base 10, so you're going to use the log button. It's right next to 7, okay? So you'd type in y equals log and then the x button, okay? And that will help you see number 7, which is just the graph of y equals log of x, okay? Then you get to start making some predictions about where you think it will change if we have values added inside with x or outside of x. Okay, so you just pick some values for b and test those out. Oops, went backwards instead of forwards. Okay, and then 12 and above, I want you to figure out how we came up with these equations. I totally think that that's something you can handle. That's something we'll talk about when I'm back tomorrow, but I started the first couple for you, and then your given functions, I'd like you to see if you can figure out where those go. If you can't today, that's totally okay. We'll go through it. Tomorrow, I just want to see if you can make sense of these. The sub should give you the 2.2 ready, set, go as well. We will have a little bit more work time when I'm back tomorrow. Good luck today.